even when we're getting into a conversation to do with relationships, even when the relationships are not working, some choose to stick in because of their kids. So the sacrifice is phenomenal. I mean, there's no word to describe mothers, and we salute you. Thank you so much. You are the people who sustain economies. You are the people who sustain countries, states. The world is here and surviving because of mothers. So we salute you, we love you, keep doing you. So we're getting into our take note conversation this morning, and the best person to just take on this intro is David Rukasi. So take it away.
Well, good morning, and it's still Morning at NTV. Across all social media platforms, the hashtag is Morning at NTV. If at any point you want to join the conversation, you want to call your mother that special word, you can go ahead and use that hashtag, and we'll keep sharing some feedback as the show goes on. But today, for our Take Note conversation, we are looking at online dating. The danger of exposing one's relationship on social media. And let's be honest, we have seen this happen on social media. You get into a relationship and the first thing you do is selfie. And then on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, with Shibubu, Bay, my one and only, my future husband, my future everything. You call them all sorts of names. But is this exposing your relationship too far? Well, to put that into perspective, we have Pastor Isaac Mbuga, Bishop. Bishop now. Bishop Isaac Mbuga. Thank you very much for joining us, Pastor. Pastor, it's a very interesting world we live in today. Relationships happen on social media before they actually happen in reality. These days, you meet a girl on social media and suddenly she misses something before in reality you've even gone out for a date. Then when you get into a relationship, it's all over social media. Everyone has a say. You're putting them there. This is my hubby. We went out for... And sometimes it's because people just want to share the love they have for their better half, or their love. But these people are not married. These people are not... They don't have any assurance that they're going to be together for the rest of their lives. This is what they call dating. But it's online. It's giving everyone a say in their relationship. It's introducing this man that could, or this lady that could probably have a private life online, and giving everyone a say to their relationship. How have we gotten here, and how much damage does it have to our relationships?
It's a very interesting scenario. Thank you for setting the agenda in that way. But I think to start with, most people these days don't have culture. They're not cultured. They're not brought up well. That's where we all start from. Bad upbringing. You mix it with excitement because someone has a phone. And then we get into all these, when you get into the motives of why people are actually exposing their affairs, probably they're trying to get back to somebody, they're trying to show somebody they're also someone, they are also liked, they also have this and that. There are some things that I see on Facebook, and I think this should have been left to the two of them. But you know, it's out there. The danger is, if you start your relationship and make it public online, when you get into trouble, it may not be online, but you will need to give an accountability to your online followers.
They have been a part of the relationship.
Because they've been part of the relationship. You can actually be stuck in that relationship because of the opinion that you have actually set yourself up to be accounted for. I hope I'm using the correct terms. You get people, and people become part of it. When you want to get out of it, you don't know how to explain it, so you're stuck in there because you started showing off. Okay, if it's not yet a confirmed relationship and you share it on social media, when it changes, or when you're ditched, or when you ditch, That means you have to tell people on social media. Usually it doesn't happen. Then you will now show us another babe or another hunk or whatever you're going to call it, and then if it doesn't work out, still you still put out another person. Before we know it, you will stop calling them the hopefuls and you begin calling them your best friends.
Bishop, I'm going to ask a question, a very important question here, because at what point in a relationship is it okay for me to post a picture of myself? It doesn't have to be in the bedroom, of just me and my girlfriend out. At what point, at what stage in a relationship is it okay for me to share that picture?
I'm going to ask you another question. What would be the objective? What do you want to achieve by doing that?
With my friends, these people online have been there.
Are you using it to tell people that I'm booked, I'm taken, or are you simply using it to get back to somebody? Or are you using it to also fit into a certain socially constructed community and belief system where if you don't have a relationship, you're not happening?
Let's use the first option. You're doing that to tell the world that this is my woman, just
Or
in
my
case,
man.
or my man. So
Hands
ju-
off.
so hands off me,
And hands
off him or her.
Yeah. Very good, Bishop.
At what stage? I think we are looking at two things. There are people who have actually been made by social media. They've been made by social media, and I guarantee you, social media will kill them. Because when you become too big for social media, it kills you so that it can gain the control it had. It edits you out of its story. You continue to exist, but you'll be out of it. So at what point? At the point when you are sure this is the person and you are sure we are going on. But sometimes you've met a person for 2 days or for 1 week, you're very excited about them, then you take a selfie. You know, I don't believe. You don't know the person's weaknesses, you even haven't agreed whether you're going to get into a marriage, you don't even know the character of the person, you haven't figured out anything. Probably you're setting them up to say yes. Actually, the worst thing is even to propose on
Social media.
on live, because there's a guy who got
It didn't work out for
it
him.
didn't work out for him, and
Hasn't.
yes, and they had to continue holding the camera there while the guy walked off the stage
dear.
in a very, very embarrassed manner.
That's a very sad thing. But
Painful.
Bishop, you mentioned one thing. We're in a society that people lack culture. We're not groomed right. And in comes online dating. Because social media, yes, has its bits, but now you even mentioned last week the fact that you are in the pipeline of creating a Christian online dating platform.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to online dating, you don't know this person. This person simply puts their best foot forward online. And that could backfire.
Most of the time, even in reality, when you show interest in a man or a woman, they'll begin to groom right out.
Really?
To groom.
Yeah, to work on themselves.
Please explain this.
Even ugly, you get me an ugly woman and we'll just speak to her words of love. In 3 weeks, she will be blooming. She'll be different. I've seen the transition from people who are ugly because they are ignored, and someone just expresses interest in them, boom,
Transformation.
makeup, what, everything, you know,
They are glowing.
they begin to glow. So social media makes it worse because there is no actual interaction with people. You can easily say stuff online because you're not seeing the person, but when you're with the person, you cannot express yourself well. And you cannot have a marriage or a working relationship without communication. If you can't communicate in social media, we have even invented a few LOLs and all those abbreviations. And sometimes it's easier to get into a conversation when you don't even understand its basis. You just throw in your stuff. It is easier to lead someone on. All you need to do is to be in their space. every day, like what they do. But when you realize, when you meet in actual life, you will discover that this person is not as exciting as they appeared when they were on social media. They're not as beautiful, they're not as tall. You understand? They're not as tall, they're not as beautiful, they're not as... I've seen people making up for social media, and they put pictures, because before I let people in to see me, sometimes I ask people to check them out and see who are they. Like especially on Facebook, you say, I want to see, I say, who are you? Then you tell me who you are, but we go and check your profile. If you're coming to talk about yourself and you're posting pictures of in a bikini and you're having relationship problems, you don't need counseling. The moment you walk in, I'll just tell you, stop doing this and this and that. Why? Because it's out there. Yeah. And if you get into especially the women, if you're getting into a temptation where you are going to be flashing your body on social media in order to attract a mate, you know, you're going to attract the wrong person. I usually see girls posting their butts. You know, this was a weekend and they're posting their butts, and I'm thinking, okay,
they're sharing a good side.
And now she's showing you the butt, and
that's
you know,
put forward.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But that's not who they are.
Bishop, sticking to that explanation, and you've broken it down very well. Then do we say that online dating is not an ideal platform to get a suitor?
I would say times have changed, and they've changed like this. You walk into, like I left home at 6:30. Most people eat at their desks. By the time they finish work at 6 or 7, they are dashing home. All the places where people would meet people no longer exist. They don't exist. You're either pursuing an evening class, or you're going to the salon in the evening, or you're running into a gym, or you're basically catching up with work, or you're basically going home to rest because you're having a long week and you need to. So you find people don't have places where to meet people. When you sit in a car, when you go shopping, there are no places where people can meet, and that's where the online platforms are becoming popular, because they are providing people with an opportunity to interact, which is not happening in real life. People are not interacting, and once people are not interacting, please do not expect marriages to happen. Or if marriages happen, they're going to end in divorce, because it's going to be you're going to go in with closed eyes. You're going to see a woman who is showing you long nails and a beautiful face and bum extensions and hip extensions. You get in there and realize they're not what they projected themselves to be. So we cannot rule out online dating in this era, because we do not have time anymore to make actual social and personal relationships. So they have to be made through the media, because we actually live on Facebook.
But Bishop, there's one thing. When we hosted you last week, you mentioned the fact that knowing your friend, dating your friend, marrying your friend. How do I end up having an online person? We only chat, lol, as you said, is what we do, and somehow we end up being married.
By the way, all these online relationships progress.
Okay, let's talk about the progress.
They progress because eventually people have to meet. Radio listeners meet, and they introduce, this is who so and so he's been calling from such and such a place. They start meeting, and people begin to make a connection, a physical connection with. But don't start a relationship and confirm a relationship when you have not interacted with the person, because the chemistry may not be there. It may be there online, but it may not be there physically. If you're going to get into a marriage or a serious relationship, there must be an attraction, and this attraction should not be superficial. It must be real.
So at what point do I meet up with this gentleman that I've been chatting with, and I find him very charming on the online platform? At what point do I say, okay, today we can meet? After how long?
My inquisitiveness tells me I should do it at the earliest whatever, so that I can prove myself right or wrong. Why are you waiting for long? Why do you wait to fall in love, helplessly in love, because love is blind? You don't have to wait for a long time to meet up with the people. At least you will be able to know this kind of person is like that. And don't only base on what they send to you. Look at their holistic life. What are they writing about? What are they putting? What is their outlook on a number of issues? Yeah, don't just date and say, okay, because the guy is interested in me, we are going to start talking every day, and then you talk even the details. First establish who is he. You know, go through the profile and check, you know, has he got a history that he's trying to get rid of? Who are the friends? Who are the relationships that are engaged in all this? As you do that, you begin to understand a person. But still, nothing is going to replace a face-to-face encounter. So I believe social media or online can help us to bring people together, but everything that happens thereafter should be done because the person has earned your trust enough for you to meet them physically.
Aren't we giving up on blind dates?
Blind date?
Aren't we giving up on blind dates? You know, from the times that were, you know, sometimes a family member would be like, I've seen this girl, you should meet her, this girl, and somehow the man from this family is met with this girl, and they were, that's how it was, you know. So why can't we go back to those days? Why do we have to now embrace the online bit? Yet they're also, as they say, you know, there's also a bit.
I keep preaching in my church. I tell people, the Bible says deep calls deep. It is rare for a mofere not to hook up with a non-mofere. If a mofere hooks up with a non-mofere, the non-mofere was stupid. Bishop, because you see all these things, you know, you ignore all the red lights. You ignore all the red lights. You go in, and all your friends tell you, but your mother says, I like what you said about mothers. Me, before I accepted to marry my wife, I took her to my mother. Actually, she's not the only one I took. All the people I took, my mother said no. And by the way, it ended there. I loved my mother so much, I didn't want to offend her. When I took my wife there, my mother had no word to say. When I took her to my mentor he said, that is the right one. You know, all you have ever brought, that one is the one. So, blind dates, the time has changed because we are spending more time online than in real life. We do not have the time. So use the online to give you the sample space that you want to deal with. Then when you find the sample space, then go out with people. I'm using the words carefully and conservatively. Go out. Don't just go on a date. Just go out and hear a person out. What are their political whatever placements? Where are they? You know, you may marry someone whose view is to fight government. And every day
you'll be fighting government.
Yeah, and eventually when there's no government to fight, it's time to you.
All right.
Bishop, as we wrap up, there's a stage in a relationship where she wants to feel that Mr. 002, whoever he is actually my boyfriend and I am the girlfriend. So she will ask, put me on your DP, put me on your status, put up a tweet about me. It's my birthday, put up a post about me. Is there anything wrong with that? Because this is, I am the boyfriend, she's the girlfriend, it's her birthday, maybe she just wants to feel like my man also, because these days you meet ladies and they say, takuteka kwa deneka DP. That man is a cheat.
Well, if a man is afraid to put his wife or girlfriend on their social media platform as their picture, run for your dear life.
But why are you saying afraid? Maybe the man just wants to have a private relationship. He doesn't want to put the woman in that space.
At where else does he account?
at home we are staying together, we go out together, we do everything together.
If a man is afraid to put you on their social media, if a man's status on Facebook reads single, my dear, you are a space holder in that relationship.
Bishop, one would argue, what matters more, him putting you on the DP or him revealing you to his family and to his friends that are closest to him?
Let's get back to where we started from. I told you we live on social media. If a man is living on social media, he shows you what he's having for breakfast, what he's having for lunch, and doesn't want to put the woman there is a problem.
If the man doesn't live on social media,
if the man doesn't live on social media and he doesn't put you on social media, that's a different case. But whoever is afraid of being on social media has something to hide, because these are the trends. A woman who doesn't want to tell you her status on social media, a woman who doesn't want to post a picture with her, a woman who doesn't want to be in a group, whatever, there is a problem.
Wow.
Yeah, there is so much to say about a person you love on a daily. You know, such that if a year passes and you fail to find an occasion, you're mean.
So what you're saying is that there are limits.
Bishop,
what you're saying is that I think our take home today is that on social media there are limits. You posting your spouse every single day, every other minute, there's a problem.
You may be suffering from OCD. If you did that on a date, I mean, there's a place where I preach and it's not natural. The thing is too much. There are people who post every day, and sometimes it's the men you see that the ones who are forcing themselves on the women, and then sometimes it's the women forcing themselves on the men. It's like they're trying to prove a point to somebody.
And on the flip side, if a man or a woman does not want to post your picture on their social media platform at any one given time, then run for your life. Run
for your life. There is a reason why they are hiding whatever they are hiding. But in this era, as we live on social media, the key thing is we shouldn't lose the reality we have with the real world.
Okay.
Most times we lose it. We live here, we feed here, we buy in Jumia. Everything we do is, online, and then we also have a fake
profile
personality that only appears when we show up in a mall. No one will be able to recognize us. Why? Because everything about us on social media is fake. So you fall in love with a fake person, you'll attract a fake mate, have a fake wedding, produce fake children, have fake in-laws, and before you know it, you will be divorcing because you can't live in such a fake confinement for such a long time.
Bishop, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Hopefully we are going to go into this weekend and try and not be fake. If you dare to undo stuff that you have made people believe you are, you're gonna pay a big price, but you better do it now. If you're faking bums, faking hips, faking height, faking, I've been to the US. There are people I've been seeing in Facebook sitting on other people's cars, taking selfies, sitting on the steering wheel. I didn't know that about America, but and then I realized, they are not driving the Porsche that they are posting.
They're simply posting.
In
reality, it's different. And I'm thinking, why are you faking? You have to get to a point where you have to begin loving yourself and accept and presenting yourself the way you are. If you want to attract the right person, because fake always attracts
fake and leads to fake consequences.
And fake consequences, and sometimes the pain of undoing that stuff is so much.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Bishop Isaiah Mbuga. This morning we've been talking
let me just say this, in case a person wants to interact with me, they can just reach out, just go to Bishop Isaiah on Facebook or Isaiah Mbuga and just send a comment or whatever. My phone number is there. If you want to send me a WhatsApp, I will answer.
We'll have you again next Friday.
Yes.
And next Friday, the other frequently asked questions.
Can we have more time?
Producer!
Let me plead. These things are so important that while people are just beginning to get
the gist of it
into it, then the time is gone.
Okay.
We
Let's have more time.
Apologize.
Let's focus on a subject and let
weighing it out.
us draw people from one point
to the
to
other.
a certain conclusion, instead of, like, leaving them hanging. Now there are so many people who are left there hanging. They are
Hanging.
sitting on the screen saying, why did we spend those extra minutes
Kale,
teaching the
No,
nation?
but Bishop, next time, at least one thing that we have learned today is that let us step into the weekend as real
Be real.
individuals.
Yeah.
Let's leave the fake on Friday. And let's not return it.
Extensions.
But now when you talk
Don't
about
go too far.
Bishop,
Bishop won't go.
Okay, let's prepare you for next Friday's conversation. Now, next Friday, we're going to touch on at what point do you call someone's tendencies as cheating? That's for next week, Friday.
Yeah.
What is cheating?
What is cheating?
Well, okay, before we go to cheating,
That's for Friday, Bishop.
next Friday, it's the C word. That has been our Tech Note segment this morning.
thank you guys. Why?
Okay. Cheating.
Why cheating?